die.
Let's watch some TV.
Everyone has been pretty bummed out since Rhetoric died. It's hard to watch your friend, your comrade, your brother suffer and die right before you.
It's pretty messed up, and it's sad, you know, because he was a pretty good guy. I guess it's good, though, too, because at least I got his old boots, and, you know, they're quality.
I'm so starving, I could literally eat a horse right now. We haven't been getting nearly enough food to satisfy our appetite. I'll go out and find something.
Cat can find literally anything when we need it. He's like a magician pulling stuff out of thin air.
One time he found hay and feathers to make bedding, and we were in the middle of nowhere.
When we asked him where he found the supplies, he said it took no effort at all.
What do you say to some goose that I found?
You men are animals. Looking at the state of your uniform makes me just want to die. I could make you into men. You'll be punished. Oh, and Paul, your leave starts tomorrow. Yes, sir.
I'm kind of nervous about going home, since I haven't been back in so long. Also, I guess I have to tell Rhetoric's mother that he has passed away. I'm dreading telling her about the death of her own son, though I am glad that I'll get to see my mother.
My dear boy, how's the front treating you?
We're all fine, Mother. We all have each other. We are all safe. Don't worry.
I'm so glad.
Right. Well, anyways, the real reason I'm here is to deliver some unfortunate news. Your son is no longer with us.
Why did this happen? What did he do to deserve it? How did he die?
Well, he died swiftly, painlessly, and quickly, with a bullet straight through his heart. I don't understand why Rhetoric's mother is bawling her eyes out. When a man has seen so many dead, he cannot understand any longer why there should be so much anguish over a single individual.
Ugh, commercial break. They take forever.
Those are the worst. But this one was vintage. Oh yeah, 1914 it says?
Right, you there, listen here. Do your parents and teachers see you as a disappointment, a failure, a mishap? Are you a faithful, patriotic, loyal citizen of Germany?
Yes, sir!
Do you want to prove that your country is as good, nay better, than the rest of the nations of the world?
You betcha!
Then look no further. You could enlist in the armed services of Germany and become a soldier of the Great War to fight for our country.
But I'm afraid!
Don't be a coward. Taking the risk to become a soldier is the noble thing to do. Besides, you'll be home by Christmas. All the other young men are doing it too. You don't want to be ashamed to society like this boy, do you? You are the very defenders of civilization itself, the forces of good against the forces of evil. For this is indeed a crusade, a holy war to save the freedom of the world. So what are you waiting for? Enlist in the war and fight for victory today.
Now back to the show.
Oh, people face, no!
How could you be my enemy? We have the same fear of death, the dying, and the same agony. He has people who care about him like me. He is a soldier like me. He has a mother like me, and he has been through war like me. How could I have seen this man as an enemy when he is just like me?
Yeah, Paul was pretty messed up after he sent that French soldier to his grave. But the worst was yet to come when we went to the hospital after I got shot in the leg.
It's crazy to see all of those dying men, and that was just in one hospital. There are hundreds of thousands in Germany, hundreds of thousands in France, hundreds of thousands in Russia. It seems as though a hospital alone shows what war is. This whole generation of men has suffered so much loss. I am young, I am 20 years old, yet I know nothing of life but despair, death, fear, and fatuous superficiality, cast over an abyss of sorrow.
You You were the last friend that I knew from war, and you two have been taken from me. My heart is crushed. Now that the war is almost over, I don't have a purpose in life. My knowledge of life is limited to death.
Well, that was depressing. I thought the show was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Help! We need a doctor. This patient is severely wounded.
No, I'll be fine. It really isn't that serious. It'll be over in no time.
Trust me, I'm a doctor. Your symptoms are much more detrimental than you think. Let me just do a quick examination and take a history. Okay, so what do we learn from the patient's history?
During the history, we discovered that there was an industrial infection that caused an imperialistic tumor in his brain.
Alright, imperialistic tumor. Based on the blood test, the patient is also suffering from nationalistic infections.
Wait, doctor, which type of nationalistic infection is it?
Based on the test, the MRI biopsy and the blood test, this patient is suffering from both types, pride and a need for independence.
During the history, we also discovered that he is suffering from multiple genetic disorders. Their alliance infections, the triple entente, and the central power. These are both trying to gain control.
Oh no! This is an extremely fatal, deadly, and life-threatening combination. There's not much we can do to stop them.
Yes. So, after the cardiac biopsy, I also discovered that militarism is spreading rapidly through the patient's heart. And militarism this advanced is causing tons of damage to the heart.
There's nothing we can do to treat these 4 different diseases. The life expectancy is only 4 years. It will be a life of pain, a life of suffering, and a life of struggle.
Okay, I'll go inform the patient on our news. I'm very sorry to bring you this news, but you are a ticking time bomb. Now that all these factors have taken over, there's not much we can do to help. The fuse has been lit, and you will suffer when it reaches the end. These illnesses are taking you over, slowly, irresistibly, and inescapably. You have a life expectancy of about 4 years, and are you understanding this?
Yes, I just didn't expect this to be the outcome. I may have 4 years left, but at least I still have time to create chaos.
Yes, but these years will be filled with pain.
So, the next 4 years of my life will be pointless. I'm going to be living through all this pain just to push up daisies in the end.
I am very sorry.
Have I seen this episode before?
Yeah.
Breaking news! We've just got word that the Iraq War is over.
Yes, finally, the war has ended today, December 15th, 2011.
This war has been one of the longest wars that the U.S. has been involved in, and we have suffered great losses. 4,500 U.S. soldiers have passed away, and 32,000 injured.
Not to mention the 100,000 Iraqis that have died as well.
For those who don't know much about this war, it started in 2003. The war began because the current president at the time, George W. Bush, wanted to remove Saddam Hussein, Iraq's leader at the time, from power. Also, Bush believed Iraq to be hindering UN inspections, retaining prescribed weapons, and supporting terrorist groups, specifically Al-Qaeda. So on March 17, 2003, he delivered an ultimatum to Iraq, giving Saddam Hussein 48 hours to leave his country.
When Hussein didn't adhere to this ultimatum, the US invaded Iraq, and soon the Iraqi government had been overthrown and its military disbanded. In Iraq, the US found none of the mass destruction weapons they were expecting to find. So they then claimed that their primary objective was to spread democracy and make the US safer.
I would say that they accomplished these objectives. They overthrew Hussein and promoted democracy in Iraq, creating a more stable government. Though, of course, the Iraqi people are meeting hardships and challenges, like every nation that has set out on a path of democracy.
Yes, but some of the main reasons that the US declared war, the belief that Iraq supported Al-Qaeda and their suspicion of mass destruction weapons, were untrue. America could have waited to declare war, as many other countries did, until they had real evidence to support their accusations.
I do see your point there, but I think that what's really significant here is how much this feels like history repeating itself. America always seems to feel the need to spread democracy to other countries. In America's eyes, the world must be made safe for democracy. Its peace must be planted upon the tested foundations of political liberty.
Yes, it seems just like America's reasons to join World War I. They wanted to spread democracy and get rid of Germany's old government. This may be due to the fact that America thinks that the menace to peace and freedom lies in the existence of autocratic governments backed by organized force which is controlled wholly by their will, not by the will of the people. One might think, wouldn't America have learned from its past mistakes? But it seems as though we have not.
This is breaking news. Thanks for watching.
Who knew the Iraq War and World War I were so similar?
Let's find something more uplifting.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the Top 20 Music Video Countdown. We are about to see the #1 video of the week. I have seen some amazing videos, I have seen some terrible videos, and I have seen some strange videos, but none of them have been as legendary as the one you are about to see.
You used to send me those. You used to.
Yeah.
You used to send me those telegrams. Late night when you need my life. Send me telegrams. But that was before war started. 'Cause I know when the war's declared, that can only mean one thing. 'Cause I know when the war's declared, we will become enemies. 'Cause ever since the Archduke was shot, Germany been assuring Austria support against Serbia. But Austria ignored Serbia's agreement to their ultimatum. These things made countries tense, anxious, and stressed out. 'Cause ever since the Archduke was shot, Austria been hating Serbia, and now they're declaring war. Russia and Austria mobilizing on the war front. But Germany is wanting Russia to demobilize. You used to message me through Telegram. Late night when you're worried about our alliance. Message me through Telegram. But you just wouldn't demobilize. 'Cause I know when the war's declared, that can only mean one thing. 'Cause I know when the war's declared, we will become enemies. But now France is helping Russia and mobilizing. Germany and Russia just don't get along. So now Germany is declaring war on the Tsar and his country of Russia. But ever since France mobilized, Germany declared war on them too. Then Britain mobilized their naval fleet, and hanging with some soldiers I've never shot before. Turkey and Germany signed a secret alliance. Then Britain sends ultimatum to Germany, warning them not to invade Belgium. But they do it anyway, and that is when the war began. And that can only mean one thing. 3 more countries declared war. World War I was underway.
I feel like I hear that song 1,000 times a day. I do not want to hear that again.
Yeah, let's change it.
World, where countries are recovering from the trauma of World War I. Countries meet to decide their fates. Some are outcasts, rejects, and simply unwanted. After the Allies lost over 5 million men, they need a country to blame and to pay for the damage of the war. The Central Powers, who lost over 3 million men, were the enemy of the Allies. Yet only Germany was found guilty of starting the war. But were they really at fault? The Treaty of Versailles says they were. Germany was punished by paying reparations, giving back the Rhineland, having a buffer zone around Germany, and signing the War Guilt Clause. But will this cause hostility between the nations? And how will this affect their futures?
What the heck? Why is everything about World War I?
I don't know. Let's just turn it off.
Yeah, nothing good's on it.